Okay, so the discussion of The Descent 2 made me think about sequels and how they work, how they can work and how they don't work. I think I already gave a pretty good example of a shitty sequel and why it didn't work. I want to talk about sequels that work. A Let's get right down to the spirit. A sequel works when it is not trying to be the original. I think that's a fair assessment. We'll go with the three movies I always go back to. It's always going to be these three. You talk to somebody else, it could be three others. These are my three. RoboCop 2, Predator 2, and Gremlins 2 are my three main big ones. Sequels that I fucking worship. About as much as the originals. The originals, you look at the originals, they're all legendary. They're classics. RoboCop 1, obviously, fucking 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Gremlins 2. I'm going out of order here. Jesus Christ. I've had too much to drink. Give me a break. Yeah, RoboCop 1, masterpiece. Predator 1, masterpiece. Gremlins 1, Christmas classic. I'm not going to say it's one of my favorite movies. I don't tell anybody I said this, but I actually like Gremlins 2 more than Gremlins 1. Because that movie's just fucking crazy, batshit crazy. That's what makes a sequel good. It doesn't follow the rules of the original. A good sequel is something that it captures the spirit of the original, but it doesn't try to be the original. Case in point, Predator 2 and RoboCop 2 especially are two movies that capture the spirit of the original that they're following, but they do their own thing at the same time. Take, for example, the scene of when they're introducing RoboCop 2 in RoboCop 2. You have to watch the movie for that to make sense. Hilarious scene. Totally in spirit with the original RoboCop. And it has that same humor throughout. It's different. Predator 2, entirely different situation. Predator 2 doesn't have the same feel of the original Predator. It does its own thing entirely. It doesn't even try to mimic the original Predator outside of, the creature. But even the creature is different in Predator 2. It has all sorts of new gadgets, gizmos. They actually made it a character. Like, it's more like confident, bold, stupid, all at the same time, which is great. I love Predator 2. Predator 2, if you asked me what the most underrated sequel of all time was, I would probably say Predator 2. because what they do in the second half of that movie is incredible. It's basically one long chase sequence. Kind of like Mad Max, like Fury Road. That's what it is. It's one long chase sequence. Danny Glover chasing after this arrogant ass fucking hurt, wounded predator. And it's great. Well, it's not wounded the whole time. It kicks ass for most of the movie. But eventually it gets fucked up, and then you see its true colors. It's not a great hunter like the original. The original Predator was patient, calculated. It knew what it was doing. Predator 2, according to the lore, it's a younger Predator. I'm not going to use a fucking nerd term. Yatcha. That's what they call him. I prefer just Predator. Sounds cooler. But yeah, I love that they made the Predator an actual character in Predator 2. And the final half of that movie is incredible. It's like one big chase sequence. It's like fucking just one, like an action classic. Nobody acknowledges that. It's like fucking Die Hard. It's just nonstop fucking action. The second half of that fucking movie, you got fucking, Jesus Christ, so many good things. I need to make a separate video about Predator 2, but we'll get back to that another time. Gremlins 2 is insane. I'd basically be repeating what Red Letter Media said about it, and I don't want people to think that I just repeat what Red Letter Media says. That's not how I operate. But they're right. Like, Gremlins 2 is just batshit crazy. It's nothing like the original Gremlins 2. Like, Gremlins is a Christmas classic. It's like A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, yada yada, one of those movies that everybody watches every year. Like a ritual. Gremlins 2 is not that. It's crazy. But yeah, these three movies that I'm talking about capture the essence of what a sequel should be. A sequel should not strive to live up to the original. It should be its own thing. And it doesn't matter if it copies certain elements of the original, a la RoboCop 2 and Predator 2. That's not a big deal, as long as it's creative enough and doing its own thing at the same time. And Predator 2 and RoboCop 2 fill that. They do that. Gremlins 2 is just a crazy fucking thing that there's no explanation for how it happened, but it's a great movie. Those three movies explain why sequels exist and why they should exist. And then you have The Descent 2, which just makes you want to die